Hi, it's Nikki. I'm going to share with you another haul video. This one will be a lot shorter. It was a regular thrift store haul. My receipt was only this long. My total for this haul was $74.08. And that did not include a coat that I shared on Instagram that I bought for myself to use. It was a Mountain Hardwear down jacket. I've been wanting a down jacket for $6.50. I'll take a Mountain Hardwear one. That's fine. So this trip was kind of out of the blue. A friend was going and I said, oh, I'll meet you. So it was a shorter trip. And I actually usually spend about 2 hours in a thrift store going through racks. But this one was totally just browsing and trying to grab things that I saw that I knew would sell well. So I was a little pickier, and I'm pretty happy with the things that I got from this trip. So, but I do have one fail to share with you at the very end. So I just picked out kind of the best, the cream of the crop. This is probably I don't know, maybe my receipt says how many items. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 piece trip. So a lot smaller number of items were purchased in this trip. But the return on investment I expect to be the same or higher than the bins trips because these will sell for a higher dollar amount, even though I'm paying their retail Goodwill prices that I always complain about. I'm not paying $1 a pound. I'm paying like $7 or $8 an item sometimes. That's okay because these are things that are going to sell for more money later. So start off this sweater. This is an Anthropologie brand. Anthropologie is kind of tricky because most of their clothing does not say Anthropologie on the tag. On the garment tag, it's not going to say Anthropologie. It will say a different brand. They contract with different brands to bring them into their store and sell them. So sometimes one brand will be sold at Anthropologie sometimes, but not always. It might be sold at multiple stores and on that company's own website, but also Anthropologie in certain models. And some are Anthropologie private labels, I believe. So that means they're only sold at Anthropologie, but they still don't say Anthropologie. So this one is Moth, which I believe is sold at Anthropologie. You can double check that with the RN number in the side seam here. There's usually a little tag. Ooh, maybe this one doesn't have it. Okay, so this one does not appear to have the side tag. Often on garments like this, there is a little tag in a side seam that has a number on it, and that number is an RN number, and that is the registration number for that company. And if you Google that number, it will tell you who the registered manufacturer is for that. So often you Google that. I can't remember what Anthropologie's is. Someone can say it in the comments, or I can add it later. Google that and it'll tell you who made it. Anthropologie's also is Urban Outfitters, and I want to say they own one other store. So you do need to know what brands are sold at what stores. It's not always Anthropologie if it's that RN number, but that's a really good double check. If you look at that tag, man, that looks like an Anthro tag, check the RN number. But this one is Moth. I'm nearly positive that I've picked this brand up several times. They look different depending on the year that the sweater came out. This one's size medium. It's just a little cardigan. Needs some shaving here. I have a fabric shaver. It'll clean up, look like new. Also at this thrift store, I found, or this was a Goodwill, some new with tags cycle shorts. If you have ever done cross-country cycling or even spin classes, these are more like the cross-country padded bike shorts. They're pretty heavy-duty padded. These are new with tags. It doesn't matter the brand. These will sell for minimum $20. These are new with tags. I have to search the brand, which I haven't done my research yet. These are good money. People buy them used. You can wash them, clean them. I don't wear used spin shorts, but they sell decently because they are so expensive to buy new. People are looking for specialized tech gear in general. So if you know these brands, they're good to grab. I found 2 pairs, I think, with new tags, that same brand. So I have to look and see. They might be just a cheap kind of off-brand, or they might be something really specialized, and that's why I don't recognize the name. I got an extra large. Again, it's like an athletic jacket. This brand is Zella. This is a Nordstrom brand. It's sold basically only at Nordstrom. Paid $9.99 is the price tag on here. It might have been pink sale, so it was half off. Zella is a good brand. It's very similar to Lululemon and Lucy and all those other name brands. It's just Nordstrom's version. So good to grab. This sweatshirt, I haven't, I should have searched some of these before doing a haul video. Sherpa, I believe this is I know this is a specialized brand. Screen printed on the back. It's just a normal fleece, but any of these specialized brands are so good to learn. And a really good way to learn these is by just going to REI or going to Nordstrom and going through the store and taking a look at what their labels are and their name, their tags, so that you can recognize them when you're going through the racks at the thrift store. My husband likes to buy his boots at REI, so when he's shopping for his boots, I browse through the racks. I don't usually buy anything, but I'm learning and looking around and seeing same thing. I cut through Nordstrom in the mall or go to Nordstrom Rack, which also can be a really good sourcing place. Learn those brands, learn those names, because if you don't put in a little bit of time to learn those names, you're never going to know them, and you'll pass them by. You won't know. That's a $100 sweater you're passing by. That's a $200 pair of pants. Maybe you want to grab that. Learn those names and learn those brands. And if you see a tag that looks familiar to you, don't be afraid to stop in a quiet corner of the thrift store and look up that brand and look up the completeds on eBay and see what it's selling for. This is kind of a fun, this is my second to last thing that I'm going to show you. This is a really fun sweater. It's an ugly Christmas sweater. It's has Clark Kensington paint, which I think is their paint brand. On here it says Ace on the front. It's size extra large, which should sell well. The only sad thing about this is I picked it up the week before Christmas. So now I'm going to either have to sell it at a discount for someone who wants to hold on to it for next year or store it for a year. So that'll be a decision that I have to make later. And now on to my big fail. I have not ever ventured into books, except for like maybe kids series to sell. And I was reading a lot this week about how well textbooks sell on Amazon, and we're coming up on the semester break. So I saw a whole shelf of textbooks, and I scanned a few with my phone, and I don't know books at all. So again, this is an education. I scanned this book, it's a huge biology textbook, scanned it, and it came up at $280 something. So I was like, sweet, I'm buying this. I'm going home and doing the rest of the research. Should have done a little more research in the store, because the new edition of this book is selling for $289. This particular 2007 edition of the book is selling for $7 and free shipping. And it weighs, let me put it on scale, it weighs 7 pounds and 3.9 ounces. I'm not going to ship that. That's going back to Goodwill. So, yeah, if anyone wants to teach me books, go ahead. Anyway, I hope that was helpful and informative, and that you learned a new brand or learned a new idea. If you would like daily or almost daily information and posts, follow me on Instagram. I'm Parsis Akhtar on Instagram, PARCIS_AUCTOR. And have a great day. Thanks for watching.